All right, if you've never used Descript before, I'm just going to give you a run through of its basic functions and how you can instantly level up your content creation, your production, and make your show more appealing to your listeners. So first thing you do as soon as you're finished recording, drag both files in and drop them. This will prompt you to transcribe, so you just click transcribe. Then as you can see here, it's creating a sequence, which is basically both files laid on top of each other so the two people speak in order. So make sure this box is checked, combine two files into a multi-track sequence, and done. So now this took about 20 seconds. It's transcribed the episode and created text that is attached to the audio.
Yeah. So let's talk about what's different about.
It starts with a pitch.
So the beauty of it now is anything you do to the text, the audio will follow. So if you want to ignore half of this, you simply highlight, go up here and click ignore, and now the audio will skip over.
What's the difference?
The research process and the pitching.
So this allows you to cut your 45-minute or hour-long conversation down to 35 or 40 minutes, making it more concise, more clear, packing more information into a smaller amount of time, and who has the time these days, which will lead to more retention and more audience satisfaction and help grow your show. So what this also allows you to do is arrange your show the way you want without having to make notes in a spreadsheet and communicate to an editor that you want things moved around. So for example, if I want this point to be at the very beginning, I literally just highlight it, cut, and then I'm going to go here. I'm going to put my cursor at the beginning, push enter a couple times to make some room, and then I'm going to paste. And now this audio has been moved to the beginning of the episode.
Not just that you're trying to be a vampire.
So you can either cut and paste it or copy and paste it if you want to make an intro quote. So for example, if I want this at the beginning, but I don't want to remove it from the rest of the episode, I simply copy. Then I can do the same thing, make some space, paste it at the beginning, and then I can edit it down. So now I have a quote from the episode, cut and pasted to the beginning, edited down further in the intro, but the original quote is left intact as it is in the rest of the episode. So now this will simply play exactly as you want based on the text that you've copied to the start.
Yeah. So let's talk about what's different about how you show up in order to make these things. What does that look like?
So it's super easy to tailor your content for exactly the way you want, move things around, and ignore things yourself in minutes without having to communicate with an editor or fumble around with an audio program. Descript makes it so easy once you've done that. The next thing also, which relates to the post-production, is you can easily designate audiograms, quote cards, episode image quotes, whatever you want, really easily. You simply highlight, and then you can either right click and leave a comment. So this is one way to do it. We're going to say audiogram. So now your post producer knows exactly what's there. If you do want to edit it down further, but you don't want to affect the one in the main conversation, you would simply right click and go clip to composition new. Now this is an amazing feature of Descript. You can basically create multiple versions of your show with different ways that you want it edited without affecting the original version. So we're going to clip to composition new, and it creates this clip here that is completely isolated and doesn't affect the main episode. So we're going to call this audiogram. And now what you can do is edit this down further. You can also proof it and update the text. Sometimes the transcription doesn't understand, let's say, medical terms or industry specific terms. So you would just go in, highlight it, click correct, and then we can make that podcasting, let's say. It's not accurate, but you get the point. Now we have an isolated audiogram, edited down slightly further, ready for production without affecting the main episode, which is back here. So these are the basics of Descript and how you can easily import your show, edit it down, designate parts, move parts around, and basically prepare the arrangement for your editor or your post producer really easily while still maintaining full control over what content goes out and what your audience listens to, being able to trim it down in a really concise and easy way. But it's also non-destructive, which is why I prefer to use ignore than delete, because you can see what you've ignored and then you can actually highlight it and unignore it if you want to add something back. If you decide, you cut something down too much, you simply highlight, click ignore again, and it will bring that audio and text right back to life so it can be exported for your post producer to work on it. So these are the basics of Descript and how it can instantly help you upgrade your show, level up, and really create a much tighter, more concise episode for your audience and skip all the fluff and all the small talk.